Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I don't know if you've checked your calendars, but today is officially the first day of spring, so I thought it was only appropriate to start creating my spring makeup tutorials. I don't know what it is about this year, but I'm really excited to start incorporating more bright colors, more pinks, more fresh skin makeup looks. I'm just really excited. And over the past couple of days, I've been doing this same routine, and I thought I would share it with you guys because I've really enjoyed the overall aesthetic. It's very skin focused again. There's pinks involved. I'm very excited to bring those back into my makeup routine a little bit more. So yeah, I have the exact products that I've been using over the past few days sitting in front of me. Keep in mind with these tutorials, you guys, you don't need these exact products. A pink blush is a pink blush. A pink lipstick is a pink lipstick. Like whatever you already have in your collection, I'm confident that you can literally recreate this look with the products that you already have. So let's just get right into it. We're gonna start off with Complexion first, and I am starting to use something that's been in my routine over and over and over again for years now, which is from Bare Minerals. I really enjoy using Bare Minerals products when spring rolls around, so I started reaching for this all over again. If it would focus, that would be wonderful. Here it is, the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Defense. Now this is like a primer. It also has sunscreen in it, which is why I really enjoy it as well. So I'm just gonna take, I kind of put a lot in. You only need one pump, but for some reason I did two. But that's all right. I'm just gonna start blending this out all over the face. I already applied sunscreen earlier when I did my skincare, but a little more can't hurt. I've also loved this one for a long time too because it protects against blue light as well. So that's really nice. You know, as the weather starts warming up a little bit, we might be going outside a little more. So it's nice to have sunscreen protection. But if you're indoors working from home, it's nice to have the protection from the blue light from your phone and computer. So I'm really happy to be using this again. Most of these products are old products to me. I just kind of was going through my beauty room as I was cleaning up the other day, and I just really wanted to use some of these products that I love so much that I haven't been able to use in a long time, and this product was definitely one of them. So the next step, of course, is this right here from Bare Minerals. It's their Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. This has to be my favorite tinted moisturizer. Every time I use this on my channel, I think I tell you guys this, but I'll tell you again in case you are new or forgot. This product I have been using for years, like years before I even started my YouTube channel. This was like my favorite thing. I always used this every single day. I purchased several of these on my own before starting my YouTube channel. So it's really wild to see how long that product specifically has lasted in my routine. And yeah, I've been wearing it for the past few days, like I was saying, and I love it just the same. I feel like it never gets old to me. So I wear the shade Birch 1.5. You can apply this in lots of different ways. Sometimes if I'm lazy, I'll just use my fingertips because really you get just the right amount of coverage. It's not too crazy. It just kind of evens out your skin tone. So if you want to just use your hands and blend this out, you can. But today I'm using a brush. You can apply it with just a sponge if you want, but I'm just evenly distributing this all over the face. And again, if you don't have this exact product, but you want to kind of recreate this look, use your favorite tinted moisturizer, or you can always mix in a moisturizer into your favorite foundation and kind of create your own personal tinted moisturizer cocktail. I'm going to take what's left on the back of my hand and just go over this with a sponge just to make sure there's no brush marks. I love the finish that this gives all over the face. You can see like it doesn't cover all of my blemishes, which is the point, and I've been kind of into that, you guys know, a little more recently. For every day especially, I'm just not caring as much if there's a blemish that shows through. I would prefer for my skin to look like skin. Plus it makes it so nice when you wear it for a long time throughout the day, because if it wears off a little bit, it doesn't look as drastic as a full face of a full coverage foundation would being rubbed off or worn off, if that makes sense. So next up, we're gonna go into concealer. So this is also a step that I have been kind of switching back and forth with a couple different concealers. So of course, I've got my Jones Road Beauty concealers. I cannot shut up about these. I love them so much. They're little concealer crayons. You guys have seen me use this time and time again here on my channel. I really enjoy those. Basically like a concealer crayon formula is what I'm reaching for this look. Another one is also from Bare Minerals. It's the Bare Pro concealer in the shade Fair Light. This is another product that has been in my routine for a long, long time. So yeah, either one works. I more recently used this one when I did my makeup like this yesterday, so I'm just gonna do exactly what I did yesterday. I like these more crayon-like concealers because with a tinted moisturizer, giving a little less coverage, this is nice because it has a little bit of a thicker consistency. So you can use less if you want to, but you can also build it up in the areas that you do want more coverage and keep the rest of your skin looking really fresh. I should mention that the Jones Road Beauty are going to be a little bit more on the lighter coverage side. It still gives you good coverage. This one's definitely more on the full coverage side. And since I have quite a few blemishes going on right here, this one has been here for like a week and a half. I even put like a pimple patch on it yesterday and it's still hanging on. So I'm gonna use a little bit more of a full coverage concealer here just to take down some of that redness. And I'm literally just gonna take the same sponge and start blending that out underneath the eye area. I will blend it down in front of the cheeks as well. You could also blend this out with your fingertips too, which if you guys know how I feel about the Jones Road Beauty ones, I do prefer blending that out with my fingertips. So, you know, just figure out how whatever formula you're using works best, how it blends out best on you, how you prefer to blend it out. There's really no rules with this. Okay, so the under eyes are brightened up a little bit. The rest of the skin looks like skin still, which is what I really like about this look. For a powder, I've been reaching for powders that have a little bit more of a glowy finish. So the Zoeva one is what I have in front of me. I also really love the e.l.f. Halo Glow powder. So anything that you have that is a setting powder that leaves a little bit of a more glowy finish is great. So I'm going to use the Zoeva one since, again, I'm just literally copying what I've been doing. This is the finishing powder in the shade Dazzling. This one's a little bit more of like a brightening color as well. It's got a light pink undertone, which works really well for fair skin tones to brighten. I don't have a tan whatsoever, so this is really nice if I want that really fresh kind of brightened appearance in the under eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and take a brush and just kind of press this underneath the eyes. I'm fully ready for spring, you guys. I feel like I'm kind of entering this new phase. And actually, maybe I'll tell you guys because I feel like every time I have a question, you guys are the best at giving advice and things like that. So I don't know what's come over me, but I really want to start getting into gardening a little bit. And I don't need a big garden. I just want something smaller, something that I can kind of manage and just, you know, figure out the basics. I don't really know too many things about the basics. So I bought a book on how to start your own like beginner vegetable garden. I know that someone out there, somebody watching this is a pro at this. So I would love it if you have any like book recommendations, any blog recommendations, any sort of advice you would give me. I just feel like it would be a really fulfilling thing to do is just to learn how to garden. I don't really know too much about it. I gardened a little bit, a tiny bit when I was like younger, but I'm no expert and I would really like to understand it in depth. So just putting that out there. If anyone wants to help me, leave a comment. I haven't started at all, so I would love all the advice I can get. Oh, I'm taking that same powder on just a larger brush and pressing that on the outsides of the face. This is optional if you don't have that much like redness on the face. I just like for the little bits of coverage that I do have to last a little longer on the cheeks, so I do put a little bit of powder there. I'm still gonna gently go over everything though with my sponge again, just to make sure it's nice and pressed down. Okay, so next, I've actually been taking this right here. Now this is the old packaging. This is from Jaclyn Cosmetics. It's the Luminous Powder in the shade Brighten Up. I'm obsessed with this stuff. I stopped using it on my channel and in my personal life because it was a holiday collection and I thought it would be discontinued. But now they brought it back, so I brought it back out of my drawers and put it on my desk again, and I'm really excited about it. And I have been using this again over the last couple of days. So this is a luminous powder. You can use this as a setting powder, but I've been using it kind of more like a highlighter. So I just dust this on the high points of the face, and I cover a little bit of a larger area with this because it is a more subtle type of glow. I also have been using another highlighter, which I'll show you guys in a second, but I start with this one, and I find it easiest to put this on like right after my other powder so that it has time to kind of mesh into the complexion a bit. I like going over this as well with my sponge. Now that step is completely optional. It's definitely an extra unnecessary step, but it's necessary to me in this look. So I just wanted to show you exactly what I've been doing recently. Bronzer. There's been a couple of bronzers that I've been really enjoying, but the one that I've been using most recently for this look is this one from ILNP. It's the Nightline Bronzing Powder in the shade Drawn In. Since this is like a clean makeup brand, there's just something about using a little bit more clean makeup on my base at least that just makes me feel good, I guess. So I'm gonna start warming up the complexion with this. This is pretty pigmented, so I find that a little bit goes a very long way. I'm just gonna use this to lightly warm up the complexion. I also take it down the neck a little bit, just so that everything looks a little more balanced. I'm just gonna go over really quick with the powder brush that I used on the other portions of my face, like on the outside portions, and just blend out the edges. Okay, that's enough bronzer for now. You never know, I could add more later. Let's go ahead and hop into brows. I've actually been back onto my Thrive Cosmetics Infinity Waterproof Eyebrow Liner in the shade Audrey. I just really love the tone and undertone of this, and I find that I can fill my brows so fast with this. I've always told you guys that, but I was kind of reminded more recently as I started using this in my routine. It cuts down so much time, which of course is great for an everyday look. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in my brows with this. Okay, brows are filled in. I think I'll do blush and highlighter and then we'll do a quick eye look. This is one of the products that I was so excited to be able to use again. You guys probably know how much I love this, and if you don't, hi, I'm Allie and I love this. This is the Dior Color Awakening Universal Blush in the shade 001 Pink. It looks terrifying in the pan. It's kind of like washing out against the lights. This is more of the true color, but it's so stunning. It looks amazing on the cheeks, so that's what I'm gonna use. This screams spring for me, and I was so excited to be able to use it again now that the weather is warming up a bit. Okay, where is my blush brush? Here we go. I've got to figure out a way to get my desk more organized. I swear I lose everything so quick and it's just crazy. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take this on my blush brush and I'm gonna smile and apply this to the apples of the cheeks. I'm gonna put this on a little bit higher and I kind of press it into the skin to start to build up the color. It's kind of surprising because it looks super intense in the pan, but it actually comes off very natural and you can build it up to the intensity that you would like, but you can kind of see how natural that's looking. Because I fell in love with this one so much, I actually did end up picking up the coral version as well. I hope that they come out with more shades of this because it's just stunning. So I have also been mixing this one into it. You don't have to do this, obviously, but I think it looks kind of cute to have both layered. So I'm gonna apply a little bit of this more toward like the back of the cheeks. I've also done this look. Let me see if I still have it on my desk. Yeah, it's literally the exact same idea, but I did this look with the Fenty Beauty Cream Blush in the shade Crush on Cupid the other day as well. That looked amazing. So really just any bright pink blush that you have, whatever's your favorite, in whatever formula you prefer, it will give you the same effect. I just love that blush so much. Okay. Now we are going to go into highlighter really quickly. I reached for this because it's back. It's not limited edition. Well, the palettes were. So this is from Jaclyn Cosmetics as well. This is the highlighter palette in the shade The Flash, but she recently launched these individually. So I grabbed this again and I was like, okay, I want to start using it again since I can talk about it and you guys can pick it up if you want to. By the way, as I'm filming this video, I have not yet tried the bronzer and blush duos from Jaclyn Cosmetics, but I'm planning on filming that and actually uploading that earlier than this video. So if you're wondering my thoughts on that, I will have that video linked down below, and just know that as I'm filming this, I haven't tried it yet. So if you're wondering why that's not part of my spring routine or something, they're sitting right here on my desk. That's why I'm looking over there in their box and I haven't tried them yet. But if you want to see my opinion, I guess, watch the video that I posted earlier this week. Okay, I'm gonna dip into the shade Gleam and Sparks. I like mixing these two. These are very, 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 very pigmented, so you don't need that much at all. I'm just taking a light hand and just applying this on the very, very high points of the face. I feel like because we applied the Jaclyn Cosmetics powder underneath, there's already a bit of a glow there, but this just kind of adds that extra hint of glow. I'm trying to avoid my friend here so that it doesn't steal the spotlight more than it already has been. So I'm just kind of skipping over that a bit, but going in a C shape here just to kind of brighten things up. We'll also take a bit of that down the center of the nose and on the Cupid's bow and a little above the brow too. As always, you guessed it, I'm taking my sponge and pressing that into the skin. I find with powder highlighters especially, doing this step really makes a difference. See how much more natural that looks as it just melts the product into the skin? That's one of my top tips, folks. We are going to move on to eyes. I'm gonna dip into my That's Taupe palette from ColourPop, which is a part of the bundle that I recently created with ColourPop, my Naturally Glam bundle. I will have my video talking about it linked down below, but I basically chose 5 products from ColourPop and it's available in a bundle. Anyway, this is my favorite palette from ColourPop and it's been sitting here on my desk. I've been doing everyday looks with it. So I wanted to show you my super easy look. And even though this is a cool tone palette, it works with this look. I'll show you. Because I feel like it's not something that you would think would work with a look like this, but it does. I'm going to start with the shade Boa and just run that through the crease and a little bit above as my transition shade. I'm also going to take that and pinch the brush and apply it underneath the eyes. Next, I'm going to take the shade Python right here, and I'm going to use this on the eyelid, kind of pressing that on the lid and then blending it up toward the crease, just to create that really nice, soft, taupey eye, which is foolproof, especially when it's a matte taupey shade like this. Again, I'm just using the same brush. This is like lazy girl eyeshadow tutorial. I'm pinching that again and running that along the lower lash line too. You can totally leave it there. I truly feel like it works with any sort of blush and lip color. On one of the days I did take the Super Shock shadow and kind of press it on the lid for a little bit more of a glamorous sheen to the eyelid. Today I'm just going to keep it matte. So yeah, you can leave it like this, or you can also take your eyeshadow brush and dip it into the blush that you were using and just kind of throw that in the crease really quickly as well. That way you kind of have the same tones that you're wearing on the cheeks up in the eye area a little bit. It's very subtle, but those little details really do make a difference. Next, I'm going to take the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in Honeydew, which is also a part of my ColourPop bundle. And I'm going to apply this to the waterline. I love how natural that looks. It brightens up the eyes, but it's not so stark and overpowering to where it's too obvious, which is why I love it, especially for a more soft everyday look like this one. I'm going to take the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara and apply that to the top lashes, just like that. And then, of course, you could use this on the lower lashes. You could leave your lower lash line alone and just keep the mascara on the top. But I did want to show you guys what the brown mascara that's in my bundle looks like on the lower lashes mixed with a black mascara on the top, which is what I explained to you in the video. Again, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I will have the video link down below. But this is a brown mascara, and I really do love pairing it sometimes with a black mascara on the top lashes, so you can have that definition on the lower lash line, but it's not quite as harsh as a black. So I'm just applying that to the lower lashes. Okay, so can you guys tell under my studio lights, can you tell against the black mascara that it's just a little bit softer? I absolutely love it. This is something that's gonna be very wearable, something that's gonna be very subtle, and obviously it's something that you might actually notice when you look at somebody in person or when you see yourself in person in a mirror, but I really like that combination. Of course, you could just use one mascara if you want to simplify this routine. This easy everyday spring makeup tutorial is turning into a little less simple because of these extra steps, but you know, if you have the time or if you want to, it really does make a difference. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off any foundation that got on the lips. Oh, before I forget, I'm laughing, you guys, because I have to wash my makeup brushes. It's kind of like the same idea as, you know, you need to do laundry when there's a certain outfit that you're forced to wear. This is a certain brush that I am being forced to use because all of my brushes are dirty. But I'm just taking a little bit more of the Jaclyn highlighter and popping that into the inner corner. This brush is not meant to do something like this, but here we are. I'm gonna use my finger to blend that out so it's not so defined because of the brush I was using. Lips, you guys, this is the fun part. I have been switching up my lipstick with this look. Really, this is a blank canvas for any type of spring look. You can do a pink, you could do a red, you could do a kind of orange color and match your blush to that. Really, it's up to you. These are the 3 that I've been loving the most. The first one, I brought back my Dior Lip Glow Balm. This is really incredible. It's just a lip balm, but it tints your lips. You know what? I'll show you all 3. I know that's like extra, and honestly, they are all so similar because they're all pink, but they're all different. You guys know how makeup is. it's all the same, but it's different. So watch this as the Dior Balm kind of reacts with my lips. It turns into this gorgeous, just fresh pink pop of color. It will stain the lips a little bit, so that's what I like about it. Once the actual balm wears off, you still have that color on the lips, so it's really gorgeous. I'm gonna wipe this off though to show you the others. Look how like bright it is in my tissue. It kind of already stained my lips a little bit. Next up, goodness gracious, these Tower 28 glosses are no joke, and the shade Coconut is perfect for this look. This is a little bit more amped up because obviously it's a gloss. It's the most juicy watermelon pink tone. I don't even have to explain this one to you guys. You can just see how beautiful it is on the lips. Again, so fresh, matches that bright pink lip color. You can wear it on its own. I've also put on a lip liner when using this as well, just to like make the lips a little more defined, but I also really like it by itself. I think it looks more effortless without a lip liner, but if you want your lips to kind of make more of a statement, pair it with a pink lip liner and you're good to go. That one is beautiful. And then this last one, I definitely use a lip liner with. This is the Giorgio Armani Lip Maestro in the shade 501. This also leaves a really nice stain on the lips. This is more of like a moussey matte texture and a little bit more of a bold pink. Isn't that so pretty? So basically the moral of the story is so many different lip colors will work with this look. Those are just the 3 that I've been rotating through. Sorry that my lip lines are not that good on that. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of like the color. Isn't that so cute though? I love that one. You know what? Maybe I'll leave this one on. I'm just gonna take my finger and blend out the edges. And then I wonder what would happen if I paired the Tower 28 gloss on top of this. I haven't tried that yet. I mean, I think that's so pretty. I know the lip lines could definitely be a little more precise on this, but oh well. You get the idea. All right, so now we're gonna step back and assess the situation. I'm gonna take a little bit of what's left on the bronzer brush and just kind of apply that to the cheeks. I just need a little bit more of this blush, the pink one. I don't know what it is about this. I like to apply it a little closer to the eyes. I think that makes everything look really youthful and fresh. I feel like the amount of highlighter is just right. I'm gonna go ahead and set the face with my Mini Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Mist, which is also in my ColourPop bundle. I'm gonna let that kind of sink in. And then I'm gonna take my sponge one last time and just dab the setting spray down into the skin. I'm obsessed with how that smells. It just puts me in such a good mood when a setting spray smells delicious and at the end of your routine, you just have like this certain aroma. It's just, I don't know. It's the little things for me. I'm gonna go ahead and set the brows with my Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. No surprise there. And I'm gonna make them a little more piecey, just for that soap brows look. All right, you guys, so that completes this easy everyday spring look. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and I hope you love the look as much as I do. I know it's nothing revolutionary, but like these are the types of makeup looks that I feel the most beautiful in. So I was really excited to share it with you guys because I think it was so fun to kind of dip back into some products that inspire me for spring, like this Dior blush, some of those highlighters again, some brighter pink lip colors. I truly hope you guys enjoyed it, and for some reason paired with a denim jacket, this is a whole vibe for me, like for spring. I think it's perfect. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know if you have anything that you're excited to reach back into for spring. I would love to hear from you in the comments below. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie, and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button, and if you're already a subscriber but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. All right, that's it for me today. I truly hope you guys have an incredible day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye!